So what I want to start with is your healing journey, your hero's journey. And I'd like you to think about the path that you've been on in your lifetime. I mean, I have some different pictures of, what healing journeys can look like. Your unique healing journey, your hero's journey it's had challenges. That's in this image. We have the mountains to cross. We have the river to navigate. We have other people along the way, perhaps institutions, perhaps time alone in the forest. Perhaps you've spent some money along the way and made some sizable investments. So what I'd like you to do now is just take a moment and let's think about this. Let's think about where you've been. And I'd like you to actually draw a similar map, like not my map with the mountains and the rivers and whatnot, but your map in terms of like what got you started. Because every healer has been on a healer's journey and you've become a hero for the journey that you've been on. So think about it. Like what got you started? What were your health issues when you started? Your body health issues? What were your mind health issues? Maybe you had some mindset issues. Maybe you had some victim mentality. Maybe you had some symptomology of mental health around anxiety, depression, irritability, disconnect. I know I think I had quite a bit of, I would say, it's like lack of self-acceptance to a fairly aggressive degree. I'm not sure if I would say like self-hatred, but there was definitely a level of not knowing my body, not intimately, not at the level of a unified field of consciousness, not at the level of deep gratitude and deep appreciation. There's a level of massive disconnect, not feeling at home in my body. I would put those all under mental. Perhaps some of you were on a soul journey, a spiritual journey from the get-go, knowing there was something else, knowing that maybe the religion of the household you were born into didn't fit with your own belief system or your own experience, and maybe that sent you on a path of self-discovery, of discovery with others. What did you find as you were seeking solutions? Like what were some of the first things that really clicked for you, that really made sense for you? Whether it was a modality, whether it was another person. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you started to think differently. When you look back, what were some of the bigger time investments you made in terms of study, in terms of application of what you were studying? Sometimes it's hard to remember back. I mean, some of you have been doing this for decades, 2, 3, 4 decades. It's not unusual in our yoga health coaching community for people to come in with decades of experience on their own healing journey, on their own heroine's journey. And so sometimes it's hard to remember back to what got you started and what were some of the bigger ahas along the way, some of the bigger investments along the way. As you're drawing out your journey, you can also put some of the investments that you've made along the way in terms of monetary amounts. And you can put those in the dollar amount of the time that you spent. So say for me, I invested, I don't know, I think I invested at first $12,000 in our Ayurveda school, but that was in $1999. That wasn't in $2022, right? And because of inflation, you want to note that. You want to have a good sense of what you've invested in terms of time and energy and who's made the difference and what were some of the big ahas in your journey.